Previously on Quest Friends Forever. That direction, in my world, someone lives over there. His name is Balthazar. In my world, he's got diamonds. We could always go see if we could get some from him. At the entrance to the path are two towering golden statues. And as you are now very close to them, you can now see bodies and bones piled up in the threshold between them. This little fucking robot just runs full speed, and both statues fire lasers out of their eyes. And rising up out of the sand are humanoid-looking figures made of sand. These are sand golems.
Nope! And I just moved the earth underneath it into the line of fire from the two statues.
This thing is just simply obliterated. Up ahead, there is a patch of sand that looks different than the rest. It's quicksand. We'll just call it what it is. You belly flop into this patch of sand, and you begin to sink into it. Your face is down far enough in the sand that, to your surprise, it comes out on the other side, and you see a room below you. You can see about half of a red circle on the ground. You come through and lower yourselves down to the ground in this dark room. So when Jared and Val fell into this room, they fell on top of the candle, extinguishing it. So now this room is completely dark. However, those of you with dark vision, which I believe is just Stephanie, I don't think does the robot have dark vision?
Ellie.
Well, yeah, but I already know what's in there, so I don't need to tell what Ellie sees.
Am I conscious? Am I on?
Yeah, of course you are. You just fell.
I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
I know you are. I'm just.
Okay.
I was asking if you had dark vision, though.
I think they do.
Don't I get like some cool like infrared or like?
I mean, do you have it? And then we can decide how it looks.
Kind of like like laser targeting system.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do have dark vision.
Okay.
I cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
And this is for me, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
So Dancing Lights projects light in 10 feet of every direction, I believe, because I looked it up because I knew you would do it.
Thanks.
So here's what everybody can see in this room then. This is a basically empty room. It's made of stone wall, stone floor, stone ceiling, except for that patch of quicksand above you that you just came through in the ceiling. And on the floor, you can see that full red circle now. It's a 10-foot diameter circle on the floor between where you are and the path leading out. So it's like painted on the ground between those two things, between you and the path. It is red, and it is covered in these like symbols that you don't immediately recognize. And other than that, it's just a pathway out of this room, and that's it.
Okay. I'm going to do would it be like investigation or whatever on that?
What are you trying to accomplish?
It's very suspicious.
It is.
I don't trust it, and I'm worried.
Okay. So do what you're going to do.
I'll do an Arcana check.
Okay.
No, I'll investigate. I'm going to investigate.
Okay.
Without walking into the circle.
Okay. Just gonna walk up to it.
Ooh, hell yeah. Yes. You want to know what I got?
I would love to. I need to, actually.
420.
I got a 3
Oh.
Oof.
plus 5.
An 8. Okay.
Yes.
So you investigate this not super well. You don't recognize any of the sigils or the symbols around it. But, I mean, even with an 8, it's not great. But you are an experienced person of the world. You recognize that these symbols have something to do with magic.
It's a trap. Guys, it's a trap. It's a magic trap. Just approach with caution. Actually,
Okay.
don't approach. Val, do
Sure
not
thing.
approach. No.
Sure thing.
No. Oh,
Val
okay.
takes a step forward.
It's a
So
couple steps away.
Should I run?
No. Is there a way that we can get through the door without stepping into that thing?
Oh, yeah. Of course. It's just on the ground. You can go around it.
Okay. We absolutely do that.
Okay. So
Or
you go.
I do that. I do that for sure.
Okay, well, Ellie's
I
going to
say-
follow you for sure.
Walk like me, and then like, or
Walk
everybody-
this way.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
that's the
do-
one. Thank
I'll do
you.
the funny-
And then do the
Talk this way.
You sure you want to do that?
It's a good comedy moment.
You sure you want to do that though?
hmm
Okay, so we all know what's gonna happen here.
Do we?
I don't think we do.
Val's gonna air quotes walk this way and try to do exactly what Goofy thing Stephanie was just doing with her arms or whatever. Does Val trip into the red circle?
Okay, well, this would be a performance check to see
Okay.
how well you can mimic Stephanie's walk.
Welcome to clown school.
And if you fuck up, maybe something will go wrong.
I like that David. He
What?
always just is like,
He's
Man.
trying to fuck up?
yeah.
Can I just say I have a +8 to performance?
Yeah, because
Your
you're a DJ
character
robot.
literally almost died,
Jesus.
man. Death means nothing to this little robot.
Damn. I got an 11 +8, which is a 19.
And you're upset about that, it sounds
Yes.
like.
I'm a little upset.
You walk exactly like Stephanie, and it is a great Monty Python comedy moment. You don't fall into anything.
You're welcome.
Is there like a pebble or something around? Can I like? Toss
In the
the
corners
pebble
of
in
this
there?
room, and where you came down, there's some more sand that is just kind of blown in here.
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. It's
Okay.
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 It's okay. Okay, fine. I'll do it. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
No, it is your
I'll-
character. It is your life. I'm
know
just
what?
telling you what
DM,
happens.
you just shamed me into not doing this thing, and I know you really want to do it. So I'm gonna.
I don't want to. I'm just telling you
I'm
what's
gonna
happening.
toss some sand in the middle
Okay.
of that. I'm gonna toss it.
So you toss a handful of sand. You toss some compartment sand into the center of this circle.
How did you get one?
There's some in the corner. It's everywhere. Is the thing.
Oh my god.
When the sand hits the ground that the circle is surrounding, the circle very briefly flashes some light, and the sand disappears.
Okay.
Wait, maybe we should do that.
Should I try to jump in? Is that crazy? Is
Uh,
that
okay.
wild? Everyone, should I do it?
Now I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we do go in there.
Okay.
Val-
Maybe.
Val-
Wait, but we don't know what's over there.
While everybody's
Hold on.
arguing, Val very adamantly, both arms straight out, trying to get everybody to stop. Just stop. Val's compartment opens up, and Val grabs one of their compartment sand quantities and chucks that into the circle, just in case.
That's the same thing,
It might
right?
be some counterfeit compartment sand. We don't know what's happening here. I want to make sure that the real
in case
deal.
the sand is wonky. Okay.
Yes.
The circle very briefly flashes some light, and that sand disappears.
What's
Okay.
down the hall? Can
Oh
I
my
see what's down
goodness.
the hall?
So yes, with your dark vision, you can see down this hall. I think like 50 or 60 feet, right? It is a narrow hallway, a very narrow hallway, like a one single file line kind of hallway. Also stone floor, stone wall, and it slopes downward, but you cannot see where it ends because of the slope and because it is too far.
I mean, we have to come back this way anyway. We can always use that later.
What I'm going to do while this whole mental process is going on, me in game, I burp.
Bless you.
All right.
That's like while you're like deliberating, should I, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
And
it's all in my head,
Stephanie,
and then it just
like-
comes out of as a burp.
You're probably just like looking at it like, huh? And then Stephanie's like, okay, well, I'm not fucking with that, and starts walking down the hallway.
I follow.
Okay, so we're going down the hallway. So
Yeah.
you continue down this downward slope, and this path eventually opens up into a larger room, a much larger room. The one you started in was about the size of a bedroom. This is much, much bigger. You can't even tell how big it is because your dark vision only goes out 60 feet, so you can't even see the end of this room. And there is a single lit torch on the wall as you enter. There are rows and rows of torches on the walls that go all around the room that are just currently unlit. And Stephanie, you can see as the front person and with dark vision, at the very edge of your dark vision, about 50 feet into this room, there is a raised platform in the middle of the room. And it has something on it. You can't really tell, but it has something gold on it. And this raised platform is surrounded by 4 smaller platforms, but they're more like pedestals. They're smaller, about half the size. The platform is about 6 feet off the ground. These are about 3 feet off the ground.
Okay. I think the first thing that I want to do is to try to light the torches.
Okay. How do you do that?
I have a spell that's a cantrip called Produce Flame.
Ooh, okay. So you're just going to kind of do the,
She
the
just snap her
wall that,
fingers. And
the
then
wall that
poof.
you're coming in on, you're kind of just do all those, or do you have to like walk around the room and do them all?
I'll do those first, so Jared can also see.
Okay.
Thank you.
You do that. You have illuminated this room much, much better. It's now everyone can see. So now everyone can see that raised platform. You kind of come out of the hallway now, so you don't have to be in that straight line anymore. So everyone's kind of maybe shoulder to shoulder at the entrance to this room. So you all see that raised platform in the center and the 4 little pedestals surrounding it. And now the room's a little bit more lit and you're a little bit further in. you can see that there are 4 more hallways in this room going off in separate directions, kind of like branching out of this room.
Just as a point of reference,
Mm-hmm.
hallway-wise, is it like this hallway goes into it, or are we at like the center of this space and they're like north, south, east, west?
So this hallway lets out. So say you are you're at the southern tip. We'll say of this big room, a big square room. Now that it's lit, you can see that it is 150 feet in every direction with ceiling, very, very, very high ceilings, like 150 feet ceilings. Like this is a big fucking room.
Cute.
The 4 branching halls are at the far end. Like they're all along. There's 2 along the left wall and 2 along the right wall that branch off in separate directions.
Gotcha.
And then so the far wall. So you're at the south tip. The north wall is completely flat and blank. So
Val ran over to go stand on one of the pedestals.
stand on one of them?
Are they things to stand on? What are they? They're just
No,
like
they're like pedestals. So like it's what you like put works of art on in a museum, like
okay.
waist high white little pedestal. So Val, you can run up there if you want.
Val goes up to one and is kind of looking at every possible angle to see if there's anything different or special or like a button or something or
Okay.
any kind of a trick thing to it. Kind of like touching over here, touching on this side, looking at the top, looking down, like crouching down, looking around the base of it.
What are you touching? The smaller pedestals?
Yeah.
Okay. So Val, you run in, charge in, classic Val style. And now Val can see, and then everyone else will know when they walk up. The biggest part in the center, like the 6 foot tall one, has a solid cube on it that is made of gold, resting on the center of this platform.
Ooh.
The 4 smaller pedestals around it, Val, you can see that each of them is empty. They have nothing on them, but each one has kind of like a groove in it where something might fit. The first one, so the south one, we'll do different. So the south one has just a ring, just a circle where something will fit into it. On the, west side, the left side, there is like a half scoop where something spherical or orb shaped might fit. On the north side, so the furthest one from you, there is a thin inch wide slot where something can be inserted. And on the right, on the east side, there is a handprint with a outline of a ring around the ring finger. All those are like indented into these pedestals so something can be placed. And Val, on the south one, closest to you, the one that you're standing next to now that you tried to stand on and couldn't make it, there are 2 empty jugs on the ground next to it. One is slightly bigger than the other.
So those are for the piss? I'm curious. We haven't had a bathroom moment in a little bit, so I'm just like...
That's true. We haven't role-played ourselves going to the bathroom, so...
Oh my goodness.
So that is the
Val
situation.
Is checking this out. Stephanie is just lighting out the torches because why not?
Okay.
Light it up. I guess we need to find items. How far up is that gold cube?
So the pedestal is 6 feet tall. So you'd have to just reach a little bit above your head if you wanted to grab it or touch it.
I have a Q.
Hopefully I have an A.
The hallways that are at the other side of this room that we're looking at and sort of piecing together that we'll have to go down eventually, are they the same width of the initial hallway that are one person or like you have to be in a line to go down, or are they bigger hallways?
That is a great question. They are not as narrow. No, just that one hallway was very narrow. These are much more accommodating.
Okay, so we could all like go as a group into each one of them individually.
It certainly seems that way.
Okay.
Is there
in-game-
anything around the frame of the hallways to signify like shapes or symbols to signify that they're different?
You don't see any markings, no.
Okay, what if we were to stick together and go down each hallway together so that way we don't have to split up, and if somebody gets hurt, we have backup, knowing that it can accommodate all of us, assuming that each one of the totems that we need to find is down each one of the hallways. What do we think?
Sure thing.
That's so smart, Jared.
Thank you so much.
She says with
I don't know why I
awkward
said it like
hesitation.
that, but sure.
No, I love the tension. So by all means, I love it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Door number 1. We're going down door number 1 here today in the dungeon game. I walk towards it both coolly, excitedly, and very intelligently.
Ooh, intelligently. I like that.
Yeah.
So going down this short hallway opens up into a small square room.
Short in length. I was like, you said that they were bigger than the last one.
It's a short in length. It's a wide. It's a chode hallway. It's wide
It's got
and
a lot of
short.
girth.
So
a lot of girth.
Yeah.
It's a chodious hallway.
It's the chode.
Ooh, okay.
Welcome to the chode room. So it's a small square room. Again,
Is it
about
the chode zone?
okay. It's about bedroom sized. This again the same one, like similar to the size you came in with the quicksand. Only in this room, the only thing in this room is right in the center, a nice stone fountain that is shooting water continuously up into the air. It's not a big one like the opening credits of Friends. It's like a smaller one someone might have in their front yard kind of style. This water looks clean, and sitting on the edge of the fountain, like the ledge of it, is a small wooden board with a few pieces of bread and cheese on it.
Okay, let's go look in the next room.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Val excitedly runs forward and runs past everybody down the hall and then around the entryway to the hall and then stands in front of the entryway to the next hall and just stands there proudly waiting for everybody to catch up.
Okay, so Val, you lead the charge down the second room, I guess. This is another short hallway that leads you into another small square room, about the same size as
Please
the water
comply
fountain
with
room.
my instructions.
Okay. I'm telling people to follow me.
It's about the same size as the water
Please
fountain room.
comply with my instructions.
We've already followed you.
Hold on, wait. I gotta find the other one.
Do you want to wait for me to start talking first so you can cut me off with it again?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So you go in the room and then...
Move along.
Okay.
Nothing to see here.
This room is entirely empty. Val, you're in the front, so the only thing you can see in this room, there seems to be something scratched into the far wall.
Oh my goodness.
I go to take a closer look.
You walk up to the wall and you see that they are words, and there is a short verse carved into this wall. Would you like to know what it says?
Yes.
Yeah.
It says...
Well, tell me, and then I will read it back to
Okay.
the rest of the group.
So the first line says, "Make me red and you will earn
Hello. 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 Hello.
the thing it is for which you yearn.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
What you give will be returned
Hello. Hello. So long.
for the fare of lessons learned."
Laugh. Laugh. Laugh out loud. Hello.
Did y'all get that?
Okay.
I actually wasn't
Stephanie
listening. I
also
was really
walks
just
up.
having fun with that. So you have to say that all over again, probably.
So we have to make something red to get the thing that we want.
Make me
Make me
red,
red
and you will earn.
You go ahead.
It is the thing for which you yearn. What you give will be returned for the fare of lessons learned. Okay.
So what it
Should we-
appears we have is a classic dungeon situation.
A real riddle scenario.
And there's nothing else in this room.
Nothing else in this room at all.
Okay.
Cobwebs.
Does
So
in
it
the
look
corner,
like?
maybe.
think-
Does it look like there
I-
could be light poking through the bricks in the wall that I can just smash through this wall? We can just get out of this dungeon that way.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
So I think that like whatever we're gonna put into that slot is probably what this is for. Maybe because there's nothing else here.
What you give will be returned for the fare of lessons learned.
Should we go look?
Our
at the other
effort
two
will be
rooms?
rewarded in the form of growth.
You'll all learn something.
Woo! Success.
Okay.
Okay,
I
let us
have an
out. We got
idea.
it. Oh,
We did it. We solved the
we
puzzle.
solved it. Let us out.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, there's no door behind you. It's just a path.
I feel.
Okay,
pretty
I have
good
an
right now.
idea
Okay.
that I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna use mold earth to turn the letters red.
Can Mold Earth do that?
Yes, you cause shapes, colors, or both to appear on dirt or stone, spelling out words, creating images, shapes, or patterns. This lasts for 1 hour.
So you're literally gonna make the thing that says "Make me red" red.
Yeah, I'm gonna very literally do it.
That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Nothing happens.
Okay. Well, it's red for an hour.
Okay. Yes, the letters turn red is what happens. But
well,
nothing,
I'm out of ideas.
nothing changes.
Let's go to the
about this
next room.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Just
Sure
getting
thing.
a lay of the land, so you know.
Okay.
You have to have all the pieces of the puzzle before you try to solve it.
So you run across back to the bigger room, into hallway number 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Door number 3.
And this is
Going-
Ellie's room. So
Okay.
Ellie goes first.
Okay, so Ellie's in front. So what Ellie sees is that she goes down a long hallway, or sorry, a short hallway. This room looks like some kind of like a study. There is a messy desk covered in papers and old dusty books with an empty, creaky-looking wooden chair next to it.
Classic.
There is a wooden cabinet with glass doors through which you can see a bottle of brown liquid and some dingy glassware. There is a red lounge chair that was perhaps nice once upon a time, but is now somewhat ripped and lumpy. There is a short end table near that lounge chair covered in a perfect layer of dust. There is a freestanding cheval mirror in that same corner, also covered with dust. There is a cheap cot set up against one wall, and on the wall where you just entered, there is a fireplace filled with black soot.
So he keeps piss in that bottle?
Wow.
What's on the? You said there's papers. What's written on the papers?
They look like they have been torn out of a history book. It looks like a very dense and dry description of the settlers who moved from east to west to settle the lands of Constance. It's like an encyclopedia entry about early
Can you give me more
Constance
information
settlers.
about these settlers?
Yeah, they were sick as fuck.
They were sick. They brought
shit.
disease.
Whoa, cholera!
They brought
shout
cholera
out.
with them.
Okay, room number 4.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so we Batman symbol into the next room.
Yeah.
All right. This room down the hallway, this room is the only one that is not square. This is a long rectangular room. It looks like a banquet hall in a rich person's house, or at least that's how it looked when it was new, because it is now very dusty and covered in cobwebs. At the center of this room, there is a long banquet table with chairs surrounding it, but the table is completely empty, and the chairs have white sheets thrown over them. And at the far end of this table, from the side you enter from, there is a statue of a human man wearing fancy robes, but his hands are covering his face.
All right, y'all. Where do we want to start?
We have to make
I have a
him
question for the DM.
Okay.
Is the statue sad because he's ugly?
You can't tell because his face is covered.
Okay. Thank you.
Red. Does this statue have opposable parts to it, or is this a solid
You are
statue
too far
where the
away to
arms
tell
don't
on the
move?
side of the room.
What?
Okay, I'm going to walk over to the statue.
Okay. So again, you can see that it's a statue of a man. He's got like short hair. I mean, statue hair. It's all statue.
No, he's wearing a literal hair wig.
Yeah.
It's a statue with a wig.
The thing you notice, Jared, even with passive perception, you don't even need to investigate. You notice that on his right hand, there is a ring. Not a real ring, a statue ring, but there is a ring there. That is something of note.
Okay, I'm going to reach for this ring, and I'm going to, and this might be a really good guess, or it's going to mean nothing. I'm going to assume that it's screwed on or manipulated somehow at the base of the ring.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to either screw, manipulate, or pull off the tip of that finger from the base of the ring.
So you reach out, and as soon as you touch this hand where the ring is, before you even get to screw it or whatever you were going to try to do, you hear kind of a echoey, ethereal voice that seems to be coming from the statue. And as soon as you touch it, you hear, "Oh no! Nobody came to my party."
Is the statue moving?
Nothing moves at all. Nothing moves. All you hear is this echoey voice.
Eric's face was
The rest of
iconic.
you also hear it too. It's not in his head or anything.
Oh my goodness.
I try again. I don't say. I
Val,
don't. I don't.
Val hears the
respond.
word party.
Let's get this party started.
The statue goes, "Oh my! Is that music? I love music."
Countercharm.exe program launching.
Jam it.
That would be great music for a party. The statue says. But we don't have the other party ingredients to throw the best party in the land.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And then Val casts dancing lights. So now it's just all kinds of crazy lights going on in this room.
Let's drop the bass.
We already have lights and music. We need the rest of it.
So what other things do you need for the party?
You know, party stuff. You can't have a party without party favors and things of the sort.
Like cheese, maybe?
Food of any kind, drinks of any kind, guests.
Oh. I turn to the group and I'm like, we got to go back and get that cheese and piss bottle.
Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Piss bottle, here we come.
Should we go back to the first room and start rummaging for party supplies?
What about the fourth room? We don't know what the fourth room is.
You're in the fourth room.
We're in the fourth room.
Oh, never mind.
So we had
Cheese room.
like fountain and
Water
cheese.
fountain, completely blank room with something about red on the wall. Messy sad party
Cheese
room.
plate.
Hall.
And
Sad party.
charcuterie.
Okay.
And then back in the main room, there's what the pedestal had the 2 jugs next to it.
That are still on the ground.
Okay.
Untouched.
Okay,
So you guys go get the food. I'll get the papers that don't mean anything, and we could probably make confetti out of those.
Hello.
Or like some garland.
Val says,
Hello.
and then runs off. What Val's going to do is going to go get those jugs and then take them to the fountain and fill them up with water and then bring them back to the room. But you don't know that because Val just said
Hello.
and ran off.
Okay, so Val's doing that. What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna go get the papers and make confetti and garland.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the first room, grab the cheese.
And party hats. I'll make party hats too
Okay.
Ooh.
for everybody.
I'm gonna go grab the cheese and then rummage for any other things that we may have missed when we first stepped in.
Okay, so actually, Stephanie, you're closest because that room is closest to this one. So are you
I
doing
figure
it?
I'm gonna like gather them up and probably like look around really I'm tidying up the room and grabbing these things to also looking around, seeing if I see anything, and then I'm gonna take them back to the other room. Do I see anything?
What are you trying to perceive in this room?
Everything, because I got a nat 20.
The meaning of life.
You got a crit.
I got a crit.
So with a crit, you are picking up these papers, kind of straightening out these books to take in the other room to make party favors for the statue. And as you turn to leave the room, with your critically amazing perception, something catches your eye in the freestanding mirror in the far corner. Nearby that mirror is the lumpy, torn-up red lounge chair and the little end table next to it. As you look at the end table, it is empty and covered in a perfect layer of dust. There is nothing there on it. But in the mirror, Stephanie, that table has a key on it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We solved the puzzle.
I'm gonna reach for that key.
In the physical space, in the real world?
Yes.
Are you still looking into the mirror?
Yes.
Okay, you reach onto this table and you can kind of track your movements in the mirror and you move your hand to
And
where
it's
it is.
really hard because when you try to do that, like in the mirror, it's always really hard because everything is like
Backwards.
twisted.
Backwards.
And looking at your hand in the mirror, you reach down on this table and you touch in the real world, the physical world. You feel a key in your hands.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. I look at it.
You cannot see it in the physical world. You can only see it in the mirror.
But you can feel it in the
So
physical
you
world.
feel it. You feel a key in your hands. It is a small brass key.
Cute. I'm gonna put that in my pocket where I can feel it.
So the interesting thing about that is that when you put it in your pocket, you go to when you put your keys in your pocket, you pat yourself down to make sure you got everything. It's no longer there.
Is it back on the table?
In the mirror, it is back on the table.
God fucking damn it. Okay. So now I'm gonna put these papers on the desk.
Okay, paper's taking a back seat.
Papers on the desk. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab that key.
Okay.
And I'm gonna the same way, so it's really comical. And I'm going to look in the mirror and look around in front of the mirror and try to look at the rest of the room through the mirror to see if I see a lock.
That's a great idea. The other cool thing about this mirror is that it's freestanding, so you can kind of turn it if you need to. It's a cheval mirror, which I had to
Then
look
I
up.
absolutely do that.
With that, you already crit. The crit's carrying over. You're very perceptive right now. As you spin around in this room holding this mirror, you notice under that cot, that ratty old cot against one corner, there is
nasty old cot.
There's a small lockbox, like a little jewelry box looking thing.
I'm gonna look over at it, not in the mirror, to see if it's there.
It's not there.
And I still feel the key?
Did you look away from the mirror?
I did.
You no longer feel the key.
Okay, so systematically, your girl goes over, puts the mirror in front of the table, grabs the key, looks into the mirror again, goes down to the lockbox, And while still looking in the mirror, this is even more comical and awful because now I'm trying to put a key into a keyhole. And,
That's not actually there. Yes.
And
You have to watch
really,
yourself in the mirror to do it.
It's really, really bad. It probably takes me a good minute. So I do that.
Yeah, since you have figured out this concept that you need to be looking in the mirror, so you don't need to roll for it. You got it. With a little bit of effort, you get this invisible key into this invisible box, and the box pops open in the mirror, and there is a purple glass orb inside of this box.
Ooh.
I grab the orb while looking into the mirror.
Smart. However, when you touch this orb and take it out of the box, not only can you feel it in your hand, you now see it in the real world. This orb has now manifested in the physical space.
Okay, but the way that I am going to do this is I am going to grab it, and sure, I
You're
can
gonna
feel it.
comically drag a mirror around for the rest of this adventure?
No. I grab the orb, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking look away. So I take it in front of my face, between myself and the mirror.
Okay.
And it's still there.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to move the orb outside of the sphere of the mirror,
The mirror sphere.
and it's
The
still
sphere-
there.
Yeah.
The smear.
Yes, this orb now exists.
Anybody got a bagel?
This orb now exists in the physical space.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm going to scoop up my papers in the other hand, walk out, and I'm going to probably shout, "I found the orb!" I'm probably gonna put the orb where it's supposed to go
Okay.
first.
So you're going to come out of that room.
Yeah.
Okay. As she's coming out of that room, Jared, you have the cheese platter now, right?
I'm going to the room for the plate for the cheese to bring back to the other room for the party.
Okay. So you are walking back. So now you have this this wooden platter of cheese and bread.
Okay,
You
how
are-
much cheese is there? And wait, there's bread?
Yes, there's bread.
Yeah,
on
he
it.
said cheese and bread.
Oh, I didn't notice that the first time. I'm like, well, okay.
There was
it's a
bread,
party
but Jared
now.
was very hungry.
like a baguette situation.
Okay, whoa, slur.
And a couple of well, that's I get it.
Just kidding.
And a couple of like cut pieces of cheese.
Iconic. Do we know what kind of cheese?
Who got
it
the
is?
cheese?
It's a Swiss. It's a fine Swiss. It's a good Swiss.
Ew.
Yeah. See, thank you, Jess.
Mm.
That's
it's also
exactly
probably really
right.
dusty for
Can't
being
please
in a
all the
dungeon.
people all
Wait,
the time.
no, but why don't we do a Gouda? Let's do a Gouda.
It's much.
Gouda's
It's pretty Gouda.
It's much better than Bada. So you are holding this platter. You're back to the center of the room near the
Platter of
pedestals.
what? Platter of what?
Cheese and bread.
What kind of cheese?
Swiss cheese.
Oh my God.
You can't
He's
change.
really
you can't.
sticking to this.
You can't transmute
It's
the
canon
cheese.
now, though. You
You
cannot
can't
use
transmute
Rick
this
on it.
cheese.
How about
I
this?
mean,
How
if
about
we had
this?
a
The cheese
wizard-
type.
What if we go to the what if we go to the room with the magic mirror? Will it be will it not be Swiss in the
better
mirror?
cheese? No.
Would it be a better cheese?
No, it's the
I
same
look in
cheese.
there and I see Gouda.
So Stephanie and Jared are in this. They are almost crossing paths here in the center of this room. Val, what are you doing with the jugs?
Going to the fountain to fill them up with water so that the people at the party can have something to drink.
So you have one big jug and one medium jug full of water in your
I
arms.
swear to
walking
God,
back.
Danny, I'm not going to say it out loud, but I swear to God, if you're going with this where I think you're going with this, I'm going to be very upset.
Okay. So, are you walking back with the jugs back to the party room?
I'm
again
going to be upset
also?
because I don't remember actually how to solve it from
Uh-huh.
the movie.
Are you walking back toward the party room?
Yes.
Okay. So you're all three in the center. Four of you, all in the center of this room now, with your respective items. Stephanie, you're going to put this orb on the pedestal with the orb indent in it.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you do that, the golden cube sitting on the tall pedestal in the center of the room, one of the sides, this is a solid gold, nothing about it, no symbols on it or anything. But now one of the sides lights up and illuminates in the shape of an orb. Like an orb symbol on the side of this is now lit up.
Okay. Cool.
Very video game-esque.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Now what happens? So you want to go back to the party room?
Yeah, I guess so. That was sick. That orb thing was cool. Let's go to the party room.
Let's go celebrate.
What do you do with the cheese board, Jared?
I put the cheese board on the table and I say, Bon appetit.
Snacks, you hear the statue say. Snacks make for a great party.
Val offers up the jugs of water, like presenting them to
In the same way?
statue and saying,
Hello.
You don't hear anything for a second, and then you hear, "What kind of party serves water? We need the finest spirits for our lively guests. Oh, and we need guests too. No guests for my party.
I'll go get the piss bottle. I leave the room.
Don't serve piss, you hear as you are walking away, fading away.
Val, as soon as he says who serves water at a party, Val puts the jugs of water down on the table and then reaches into their compartment and pulls out the mystery potion that they bought from the traveling salesman, and puts that next to the jugs of water and sort of hands out Vanna White style, presents that to the statue.
Now that's a party.
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry. You can trust me. I'm friendly and approachable.
What kind of party serves mystery liquid?
Don't worry. You can trust me. I'm friendly and approachable.
The statue does not
Do
seem
the thing.
pleased by your offering.
Val puts the potion back.
Stephanie, what are you doing now that you're back in the room with the papers?
I'm making everybody party hats.
So why don't you roll? There's not really an art performance. Just dex, I guess. Just straight up dex. Just how well do you cut? Like I would have a poor dex score, real life Danny Berkeley, because I can't cut in a straight line. So
You absolutely would. I got a 14.
you make sufficient party hats for everyone. And what do you do with them now?
I put them on, obviously. I put one on me. I put one on Val. I put one on everybody, including the statue.
Including the statue.
And then
Okay.
the rest, I'm going to rip up so it's all confetti.
I love party favors. Delightful, you hear the voice say. Jared, you're in the study. You grab the bottle?
I grab the bottle and the assorted dusty glassware from the same spot.
Okay.
I walk in front of the mirror and I just,
Just
I
checking
didn't
yourself
see,
out?
Yeah, I didn't see anything before, so I'm
He's
just
doing
like,
it not for the purpose of solving any kind of dungeon puzzle.
He's
just checking his hair.
Yeah, I'm just seeing, a
Doing
quick
the
glance
profile
to be
thing,
like,
checking out the
okay,
butt
we're doing
a little
good,
bit.
great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that I'm looking how I'm feeling in the space.
You're a little sandy from going through a quicksand pit, but otherwise, but it adds to your kind of rugged aesthetic right now.
No, yeah, 100%.
It's working.
The grit and the grime is absolutely bonus
working for
pointsing my
Yeah.
physique.
It's like James Bond on a beach.
Sure. Yeah.
So the booze, it doesn't look different?
Everything looks the same.
Okay, I leave. I run back to room number 4.
Okay.
And I set it on the table next to the cheese. And I
As
do
he
one of
walks
these
in,
on the glasses,
Uh-huh.
and dust just out of the cup.
Uh-huh.
And I say, bon appetit again.
he gets a party hat.
Delightful.
Oh, yeah.
Adding to the rugged James Bond beach
And
look.
it's like thrown on my head. Like I do not stop walking. It's like you just like real quick on my head, bloop, and then I just keep going, and now I just have a party hat.
So as you set the bottles down and get your party hat, you hear the voice echo one more time and say, "Ooh, a potent potable, delightful. Now we have libations for our party." And then a beat, a pause. "We have all the fixins. Now we just need guests. You can't have a party without guests.
We're here.
We're
Oh,
all
this-
here.
4
Hello.
people? That's no party. We need more.
It's an intimate party.
More
It's like a
people."
shindig.
There's no response.
I run into the other room, grab the mirror, bring the mirror back, and
She's gonna
Fuck
drag.
yeah.
When you
I'm
drag the
imagining
mirror, like how
the
like
Men
when you
in
have like
Black.
a chair on a wooden floor and you screw
The Men in Black dragging the table across the room.
loud, annoying scrape sound all the way in.
100%. And my goal with this, you know how like sometimes you put a mirror in a place and it is to make the room feel bigger and to make it feel more populated and like there's more stuff.
Mhm.
I'm trying to place this like that, but so there's more bodies in the room.
So there's
it
8
looks
people now
like,
instead of 4.
yeah.
So you drag this mirror from room 3 to room 4 loudly. Everyone's just kind of standing and watching you do it. And Ellie's like, "What? Oh, okay." And you place it there, and the statue does not move, and there is no response.
Do we see people?
More guests! Eventually, you hear.
Are
I
there
want the
no?
finest party in the land.
So there's no reflection of people in the mirror.
No,
What about the statue?
I do like that you're trying to use the mirror for everything now. No. Everything in the mirror
What
is as it
about-
is.
Is the room, does it look like the room is there?
Everything looks
It's
exactly the same in this mirror. There's nothing
just
Okay.
different.
no
what
people.
if-
No extra people. No nothing.
Okay.
Just a
What
mirror.
if I cut open my hand and I smeared blood on the thing to make it red? Will zombies rise?
It's worth a shot.
Okay, let's go to the other room. Let's see if we can find something that we missed the first time.
Which room are we going into?
Number 2.
The Make Me Red room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're in there.
Val's gonna do a perception check. I got a 17.
Sure is a room with some with a riddle etched into the wall.
The riddle is, make me red and you will earn the thing it is for which you yearn. What you give will be returned for the fare of lessons learned.
Okay, I'm going to try something real quick. I sort of generally gesture to the room and the space itself, and I say, wow, room, you look so good today.
That made Daniel Barkley, the DM, a little red in the face. But your words just echo in this empty stone room.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
That's good, though. I almost want that to work because it's
Val
so good.
runs up behind
What if,
Jared.
right?
Val runs up behind Jared and gives him a swift slap on his ass.
I think it's going to make Jared
Way too
red.
hard.
Okay. You have been ass slapped, Jared, by a robot.
I'm like, ah.
Anything? Nothing happens?
Just to Jared. The room doesn't change.
Okay.
I'm really, really bad at riddles, y'all. So,
Is it Stephanie or Jessica?
well, honestly, both.
Okay.
Because I can't play somebody that is good at riddles if I myself am not good at riddles.
That's fair.
Well, we make it red, we'll get the thing we want. That's the deal. Make it red. Make it red. Make it red.
And whatever we do will be returned.
Okay, how about this? I'm going to look to the group and I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to try something. I pull out my small dagger and I take it to my index finger and I poke it and a small stream of blood comes out. With my bloody finger, I touch the wall and rub it across the letters that are etched into the wall.
So you smear your blood on this wall, Jared.
Yes.
And for 5 seconds, nothing happens. But after 5 seconds, the blood on the wall begins to move. The blood begins to swirl around in a circular pattern, moving on its own accord. After doing this for a moment, it flies off of the wall and lands on the floor near you, where it continues to swirl around on the ground. And you notice
I've
this...
got good blood. Fuck, this is cool. My blood
As you're
rules.
all looking in amazement at this moving, active blood, you notice that it is suddenly... There's more of it? Like, you just put a little bit on the wall. Not a lot. But there's suddenly more blood than you started with. And the puddle of blood, not mud, but blood, continues to grow in size. And eventually it starts taking some kind of shape. And it starts to move upward slowly, creating this shape. And you notice it is 2 feet.
Am I a
and
father?
Then 2 legs. And then a torso. And then 2 arms. And a head, all made of blood.
Oh my god.
And eventually the blood kind of ripples and changes. And you are all looking at another version of Jared with extremely pale white skin and completely black eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh
so
my
that's-
goodness.
That's fucking cool.
It stands unmoving.
Retreat.
Val runs out to the other room.
Okay.
I reach out and touch its shoulder.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
Uh-oh, Danny has a dice in his hand.
This pale Jared clone, as you reach out, snaps his hand up and grabs your wrist before you can touch it and squeezes as hard as it can, dealing 6 points of damage to you.
Ew, why?
And with his other hand, reaches into his belt loop and pulls out a sword, your sword, that you also have on you. And everyone should roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, Questies, it's me, your boy, Danny, the DM of Quest Friends Forever, stopping in here in the middle of the episode to say hello and to say thank you so much for listening. We love it so much when you give us your love and affection and attention. So this is really working out for us. Let's talk about some stuff really quick so we can get back to this hot dungeon puzzle action. Podcasts, am I right? We all listen to them. Why not listen to a few more? That's what we do over at the Nostalgia Network. We make podcasts. We make this one, Quest Friends Forever, for example. We also make the Nostalgia Podcast with Eric and Jessica from our show, talking about movies through a queer and feminist lens. It's great. We also make the Momos and the Appos with Eric and Jessica from our show, as well as Dr. Amber Jones talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's also great. We also make the Lousy Advice Podcast with Eric from our show and his band, Lousy Advice, talking about music. And you know what? It's great too. Check those out at thenostalgianetwork.com or on the socials, mostly Instagram, and find out more about our shows and check them out and give us some more attention and love and all that stuff. You could also give us follows on social media, where Quest Friends is at Quest Friends Forever on Instagram. That's where we do our main stuff. Episode updates and audio clips and soon-to-be video clips as well, so you can see our faces as we play this game. And you could also give our podcast a 5-star rating or a review on your podcast app of choice, whether that be Spotify or Apple or Stitcher or Amazon, fuck Jeff Bezos again, or wherever you listen. Those reviews and ratings are super duper 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 helpful. You've heard that a million times on every podcast you've ever heard, and it is still true for us here today. So do that, and that would be just the nicest. Also want to give a shout out to our very own David Tercero, who does all of our episode artwork here on Quest Friends Forever. The one for this episode here that you're listening to now is one of my favorites that he's ever done. Very, very good. Thank you, David. Also, our opening and closing theme music is made by Eric Lefebvre, a.k.a. Jared. Just talented people all around. Can't say enough about what they do, and it is great to have them on board. Okay, that's enough for me. Let's get back to the episode and find out what's going to happen. The ending of this episode is probably one of my favorite things I've ever done. I meant on the pod, but maybe in my life. I don't know. You be the judge. So stick around and tell us what you think, and hopefully you like it. And we'll see you again for the next episode in 2 weeks. Bye-bye, friends.
Is Bad Jared hot?
He's exactly you, just paler with black eyes.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think of yourself?
No, that's why I said hell yeah.
Okay, so we begin. So the bad Jared is going to look directly into your face, Jared, and take a big, deep inhale breath and exhale a puff of noxious gas from its mouth into your face.
Okay.
So you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 12.
It is a 12, which is not going to be good enough.
Oh,
so
fuck.
the poison cloud goes directly into your face, and as you breathe in, you take 9 points of poison damage.
Jesus fuck. Okay. Joke's on you. I've been secretly ingesting poison gas for years, and I'm not allergic to this stuff. So jot that shit down, DM.
Well, you also have uncanny dodge, so you only take what is that?
Thank you.
And it's rounded down, so 4 points of damage.
What a fair DM.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Stephanie,
I'm still nearing death, but it's fine.
Stephanie, you're right nearby, and it is your turn.
So my goal is to try to take him into the other room because we're gonna party, right?
Okay.
So
how do you want to do that?
So I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip, and I'm going to try to wrangle him,
Like trying to lasso this boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a thing that Thorn Whip can do?
It says,
or is it a thing that Jessica wants it to do?
It's a thing that Jessica wants to do.
Okay,
You create a
I like
long
it.
vine-like whip covered in thorns. It lashes out, and you can pull, so you pull the creature close to you.
Yeah. That makes sense.
My goal is to, hook him and drag him.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Spell attack bonus is +8. 14, 22.
+8? God,
That's what I have written down here.
Yeah, absolutely that hits. 100% that hits. Oh my goodness, it does.
Okay,
this thing has
so,
Jared's armor class, which is only 13, so...
So I do 1d6 piercing damage, and it says I can drag him up to 10 feet closer to me. So I'm gonna do that. So imagine Stephanie, conscious as Thorn Whip, gets his wrist, the one that has the sword,
Okay.
and starts like yanking him. So starts like pulling him like it's a kid on a leash is what I'm
Okay.
is what I imagine.
Does he drag Jared along with him?
That's what we're about to do. Jared, you and I need to have a strength contest to see if this thing drags you
I'll
along.
fucking win, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can have
I'm-
a strength
I'm
contest
sorry, I
between
win,
Jared
bro.
and Jared.
Fucking jacked, bro.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, I only rolled a 6,
Oh,
which
fuck
are
yeah.
two of the best numbers to combine.
Ooh.
So you
Ooh,
are
I
able
peeked.
to
Sorry.
you're able to break your grip, and this thing does not drag you along. Stephanie, are you trying to get it on the
Wreck
ground, or are
my
you just like
ass.
pulling it towards you?
I'm pulling it towards me. I mean, like, yeah, I don't think I like pulled it with enough weight to like get on the ground.
Okay, like we said, you were 10 feet away, so you pulled this thing right up onto you. Then,
Oh no! Like as
or are
I'm
you
pulling
backing
it,
up?
I'm
Oh, because you're
as I'm
moving
pulling
away.
it, I'm walking. I'm
Got it.
walking.
Got it,
So
got it,
we're, like I said, so like think of like a kid on a leash at like
Yes.
the mall or Disneyland, where they're the other way, and I'm like, no, we're going over here.
So
And
you moved 10 feet,
um,
and it moved 10 feet.
yeah.
Got it.
So dragging that dude.
Oh my God, drag him, drag Jared. Okay.
Drag me.
So it is Ellie's
Heck.
turn. Okay, so she's gonna ready in action. She's gonna ready up. She's going to join you in the like follow along behind Bad Jared, and if Bad Jared breaks free, she is going to take a swipe at it. She has her sword drawn and like has it held out in front of her, like walking behind it as it's being dragged.
Cool.
Val, do what you're gonna do.
Does it look like they've got the situation under control?
You can't tell. They've only moved 10 feet. You're not in the room. You're still outside. You maybe have heard some struggle from the room. Is all you've heard. I mean, I will tell you, this thing's going to try to break out. It doesn't want to be dragged.
Well, if I know anything about me, I don't like being dragged.
Of course. Its first instinct was to attack and to hurt, so it's
But
not
here's
going to
here's
cooperate.
here's the thing, though. Is it the opposite? Is it like the anti-me? Because if it's the anti-me,
Oh, like
and I don't like
negative
being
Jared.
dragged, maybe being dragged is its kink, and we don't know.
Oh, it's true.
That's
true.
the
That's true.
that's the
The
We
the
real
should-
problem will
we can't
come
assume.
when Jared finds out about other Jared's kink and then is also kind of into it. And then
But see,
then
but
you just have
but-
an unending dragathon in circles
But
around this
here's-
room with both
here's the
Jareds getting
thing.
off. It's really weird.
Here's the thing though about organic tethering, because I'm assumed mentally we're tethered, OVs.
Ah.
Because of that, as one kink increases, the other diminishes. So we have this balance of like, oh
Sliding
well, I'm no longer
scale.
into this. Suddenly, the other is like, oh, I'm really into this.
It's a yin
and
and
we
yang.
just tip. Yeah, and so should we use that to our advantage?
It's a
I'm thinking
it's a Jedi Sith. Always got to
like a
have
new
balance.
Matrix
it
movie?
is. It's a
balance.
dyadic.
It's a dyad. Yeah.
It's a dyad.
Hey
yes.
Val, what are you doing? Well, we're talking about this kink dyad.
Remind me, did
Honestly,
I run out of the
let me
room?
write a fucking paper on the kink dyad. I'll
No,
fuck
but
it
by
up.
all means, please keep going on about kinks. That's what the podcast
Oh.
listeners want to hear about.
I mean, it's kind of become what it is. What do you want to do,
kind
Val?
of is.
Did I remind me?
You're
Did I
welcome.
run out of the room when I saw this thing becoming of blood, or did I run
Yes.
out beforehand for some reason?
It became Bad Jared, and you said, "Oh my goodness," as you are
And I
known to
ran
do,
out?
and you sprinted away. I should say, you said retreat, and you sprinted
Okay, I
out.
said retreat. Okay, so I made it out. When I ran out, I made it out because I was scared because my very good friend just spawned a demon from his blood.
Sure.
So I've had in a digital emotional journey in milliseconds. So Val realizes that their friends need them. So Val is going to run back into the room,
Okay.
see the struggle of Stephanie and Ellie pulling this thing, and to help out, Val calls out to Ellie. You'll know because Val goes,
Hello.
right, and
So
gestures
just for Ellie.
gestures to Ellie, waving hands wildly, like
Uh-huh.
jumping up and down, pointing at Ellie to get her see she's paying attention.
She's looking. She can't not
Okay.
look. You're a robot.
Thank you. And then my Val's back compartment opens,
Uh-oh.
and then Val reaches back and grabs the Chucklebuck doll and throws the Chucklebuck doll over all of this action towards Ellie to catch so that she can use it and incapacitate this other Jared.
Okay.
So if you want me to roll to throw,
Yes, you're gonna have to roll to see if you throw it. So just do like a ranged attack, like you were throwing a spear or something.
it's a 15.
Oh yeah, good throw, Val. Your mechanical arms are built for these kind of physical labor tasks, I guess.
Sure.
And
It might as well have been a grenade. That's what I was programmed for, probably, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, you throw it as if it was a grenade, the overhead thing. And the doll goes sailing, and Ellie, who's still holding her sword up just in case with one hand, reaches up and catches Chucklebuck with the other and looks down at the doll and back over at you, Val, and goes, okay.
And then I say,
Do the thing.
We'll see what happens on my turn.
Do the thing.
And then, so it'll be Jared's turn.
Okay. Is he allergic to light? Do we know?
You have no way of knowing.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going to try it. Let's see. I'm going to cast daylight.
So this is you invoking your God blessing, right?
Yes, it is. This is my God blessing
Okay.
that I've never invoked before.
So, as we did with Stephanie when she did her invocation, how do you invoke the Overgod of Light in order to pull off this ability?
I close my eyes and I start whispering to myself. I'm whispering really quietly, just like, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" And the whispering grows louder and louder, and I'm like, and everyone's like, "Is he okay? What's going on?" Even to the point where Evil Jared is like I feel like everything's kind of stopped because everyone's worried about me, including Evil Jared.
Okay.
And then I just start screaming nonsense words, and everyone's like, "What is happening?" And then I just stop, and my eyes open, and they're beaming light, like the statues from earlier. And I'm looking
Dang.
upwards, and then I just gaze directly onto Dark Jared with that daylight beam.
So it
And
comes from
I-
your eyes.
It comes from my eyes. Do we remember Halle Berry in the first X-Men as Storm?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Iconic.
naturally.
When the moment when she's about to fuck, I think, was it Toad?
Mm-hmm.
She's about to fuck Toad up,
Mhm.
and she's like, "You may want to hold on to something." Is that the line? Is that the proper read?
That's
of the line?
that's
Like,
one of the
you-
lines she says. Yeah, she also has
Okay,
the terrible one
You
about
may want to hold on to
what happens to
something, and she
toads.
starts like invoking the storm. I do something along those lines.
Do you stretch
where
your
I
arms out
say-
Jesus style and start floating?
No.
There's no
but
floating.
Okay.
I do one of these like holding energy, like claw fingers together on my sides, like super sick like, and I say, "You may want to close your eyes."
Nice. Okay. So
Wait, you say
Sorry,
that to Evil
I wish
Jared?
it was
That
better.
seems-
No,
that
it's
seems-
cool.
Honestly,
and
I feel
that
no.
seems like the wrong thing to
Honestly,
say.
I really feel like I let you all down with this. Like I set up this whole thing, and like the fucking line is, "You might want to close your eyes." Bullshit.
No, it's great.
It's not good.
Jared, as this light starts beaming out of your eyes to fill this
Yes.
room, you hear the voice of the Overgod of Light in your head. Oi, you need a little bit of light there? All right, well, just go ahead and get that all handled there for you. And this light rockets out of your eyes, and this sphere, which is 60 feet, takes up this whole room. So we're all just kind of standing in it now.
Yeah.
Everyone's
This is
melting.
extremely bright. It also sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet, so it's even spilling out into the main hall there. The bad Jared will not take any damage from this, but they turn around to see the source of what's happening as you're making this whole little song and dance scene and yelling your lines. And so they look directly into the light, and they have to cover their eyes. They're very dark eyes. They have to cover them like this. So now they're a little bit distracted and off kilter, we'll say.
Well, you're welcome, everyone.
Which,
I did.
Which-
I mean, amazing. Congrats.
it is. So that brings us to Bad Jared's turn. Bad Jared is going to try to break out of the thorn whip grip.
Well, at least we know now he's not allergic to light.
So Stephanie, what we're going to do is a strength contest
Okay.
to see if you can, if Bad Jared is able to break the grip of this whip, the grip whip. Jared, why don't you have better strength?
16.
Because I'm crafty and
Yeah, no, I get it.
manipulative.
It's too bad
He's an
Stephanie
actor-
didn't put their.
actor.
If
It
Stephanie put her
sucks.
blood on the wall,
I'm
y'all would be
actively
fucked.
trying. I'm actively trying to subvert masculine tropes here. God damn
And
it!
you're doing a great job because you did not pass the strength contest. So he is not able to break out of the grip, and because he is blinded by the lights and revved up like a deuce, he is not going to get another action. Which brings us to Stephanie's turn.
I'm still pulling. So
Okay.
how far away is the room? Because that's my whole goal. Come on, we're gonna party whether you like it or not. We've got snacks. We've got party hats.
You start dragging. So your turn's going to be your movement, I guess. So you'll be able to make it because Bad Jared did not pass the strength check. So Ellie, still behind, still now holding a sword and a chucklebuck, calls out to you as you're dragging, and she says, "Can you make water?
Uh-huh.
Make as much water as you can," she says.
Like, where do you want it?
"Put it back here by me. I got it. Don't worry. I got it." And she winks at you.
Okay. How much do you need?
All you got.
Uh...
A cube up to 100 feet on each side. So
Damn.
kind of a lot.
This is where Rain on Me by Gaga starts playing in the background.
It does.
Quietly.
It's playing faintly right now, actually.
I never asked for a free ride.
Do you do this?
Absolutely.
Amazing. Okay. So this rain begins to fall. Ellie's going to look up at it, look back down, pull the string on Chucklebuck first. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Fake Jared doesn't laugh out loud, just kind of like starts shaking his shoulders up and down as if he's internally laughing.
That tracks.
And it drops down to the ground. And as it does, Ellie looks into the sky up at the rain, and you see her eyes kind of roll back in her head a little bit, and she starts whispering to herself the same way Jared just did.
Oh, yeah, because she went to water.
She has a blessing from the overgod of water. And so what everyone sees is she looks back at Jared and she goes, "Hang on to something." And
Thank you.
puts her hands forward.
Validation.
Oh my goodness.
She puts her hands forward in a fast, jerky motion, and this rain starts gathering together, like it kind of culminates into this big swirl, and then blasts forward at fake Jared on the ground, creating this sort of impromptu slip and slide that sends him, now that he's on the ground, rocketing forward out of the room back into the main room, more than halfway to the party room. Stephanie, you are also caught up in this. Now that fake Jared is being slip and slided through the room, and you are still hanging on. Do you want to hang on to the whip, or do you want to let go?
Oh, I'm hanging on.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
then
totally
you are
hanging on.
yanked.
You're going with
and
him.
You are pulled down by this force and dragged away. Also, Val, you miss it, and everyone else is behind. So Ellie kind of freaks out when she sees, number one, that it worked, and number two, that it knocked Stephanie down. And she puts her hands on her head and, with doll in one hand, handle the sword in the other, and goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry."
Holy shit, that was so cool. Who are you? Like, oh my god. I'm saying that as I'm
Being
as
dragged.
I'm sliding away.
Slip and slided. So yeah, you are almost right to the party room now. She slip and slid you pretty damn far. So Val, you're up if you want to do something.
I'm going to assist Stephanie in dragging him into the room. Can I do that?
Sure, you can run over there and offer an assistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Wait.
Woo!
I run over
Lovely.
to Stephanie and I say,
How can I help you today?
and then a robotic arm is outstretched, pointing towards the vine, like, I got it from here.
Or we got it together, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Jared, you are now just you and Ellie in this room, decently far away from the action.
Can I, at least from this back part of the room, if I look through the corridor, can I still see?
You can see all the action.
I can still see it, and I have a clear vision of everything.
Sure. It's also extremely bright in here from the daylight. So you're
you're welcome.
frightened through that a little bit, but I guess you're probably less affected by it. Maybe the god gave you a little bit of bonus.
I'm going to go ahead and pull out my bow.
Okay.
And I'm just going to aim it directly at the opposite Jared's face.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, your armor class is only 13, so you're definitely going to hit yourself.
Oh, fuck. Okay. 6.
6 damage.
Yeah.
So what everybody else sees then, what Val and Stephanie see, is an arrow just rocket from this hallway and land a pretty accurate shot into fake Jared's face, apparently. And at that, I can, since he took damage, I can roll a wisdom save to try to break the hideous laughter. Jared, I don't roll well when I'm playing as you.
I know, it sucks.
Did not succeed, so he is still incapacitated. It's also his turn now, so we have to try again. a second time. I rolled the exact same thing 2 times in a row. I rolled an 11 both times.
Yeah. Welcome to my life by simple plan.
Okay. Bad Jared does nothing. Still incapacitated.
Fuck yeah.
On the ground, wet, pupils dilating, and Stephanie, do something.
Okay, we're trucking away. I stand up, and
Okay.
now they're on the ground, right?
Correct.
So now I'm just going to be like literally dragging them to the room.
With Val's assistance.
Incredible. Great. Let's go,
How can
Val.
I help you today?
So we don't even need to roll
Sure
for that
thing.
because this guy, because he's on the ground and incapacitated and you have a robot. On this turn, you are able to drag Bad Jared into the party room. And
All right.
you're
Drag
inside
my
now.
ass.
Look, we have more people.
You hear the voice of the statue echo from the statue and say, "Ooh, guests for my party! Now I can throw the grandest party in the land! Thank
Let's
you!"
get this party started.
Oh, yeah, you are there. Okay. We already have music, I said. At this, now that all the party checklist has been checked off, the statue, which had its hands covering its face, the hands move away from the face, and you just see a big smile on this statue dude's face, because now his party's happening. And he turns his hand like this, and the ring he was wearing falls off of his hand. And then he puts his hand back up and then turns it around at you and waves and says, "Thank you for the party."
Oh dear.
then-
No, thank you.
Val is kind
Goes
of
back
weirded
to
out by
being-
all of this.
Goes back to being completely still as a statue. And the statue stone ring clanks to the ground near his feet.
Okay, we got it. We can take him out now.
Okay! You hear from the other room.
I can't believe this worked. I'm so happy.
Ellie is up, so Ellie's going to run out into the main room. She can't make it to the action on her turn. She'll dash, so she's back in the main room, but she can't make it to the action because she sent him so far on the slip and slide. Val, what are you going to do?
I'm going to cast blindness, deafness on this dude.
Okay.
You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 12.
That's a no.
Okay.
So you are blind.
Okay. So now he's tied up and incapacitated and blind.
Yes. That
You
way we don't
guys-
have to worry. We don't really have to worry about him at this point. We can go on about our business.
You guys do a wonderful job of just fucking ruining some people sometimes. When it's like you guys against one person, like the slobbery monster in the haunted house, like that was pinned
yeah.
to the wall and burning and
Sure.
whatever. Like, oh my god. Okay. So this guy has a lot of status effects on him.
Yeah, that's fine. So that way we can just kind of leave him in the corner and not have to worry about him until we solve the rest of the puzzle, basically. And then as a bonus action, I go over to the ring and pick it up.
Cool. Jared, do you want to do anything? You're still in the original room.
I'm just gonna dash
Dash
do the
out to
60,
Ellie. Okay.
and then just join the group. Because I mean, at this point, I gotta be by my people.
Yeah. Okay. So what can I do as this dude? We're gonna try to end some of the status effects. So he'll try to stop being riddled with laughter. That is a 1.
Oh.
So now, what happens on a critical fail for that, Danny?
Jesus.
Laugh to death. Laugh to
I was
death.
gonna say, does he
Laugh
laugh himself to
death.
death?
You know what? You know what happens, honestly? Is he laughs so much that he dies.
Oh my god.
Laugh to death.
You see him shaking. He's not making any sound, which is kind of creepy. He's shaking from the laughter, and he starts kind of convulsing, and he's like gyrating, and he puts his hands up like he's in a fucking Baptist church, and he's like, and then he just completely stops moving. His arms drop to the ground, his hands go limp, and he just bleh on the ground. And what Val and Stephanie see, since they are in the room, is the same way the body formed out of blood, so it goes back to being blood. The body starts melting back into blood and shrinking back down. Remember, it was just a little swipe on the wall originally. Shrinking
Ouch.
back down and swirling. But it doesn't go into nothing. It swirls into a shape. And
Is it
the
a
blood
penis?
that was once Bad Jared is now it's now a shape of what?
Is it a penis?
No, not
Is
entirely.
it a
not
is it
entirely
Is
wrong.
it a crudely made what looks like
So
some
it's not-
kid
not a
in,
co- it's-
in
so it's not
pottery
not a
class in
dick.
high school made a penis.
Yeah.
So why don't I just say it until you'll know what it is? Yeah.
No, I think we should keep
No,
guessing.
this is even better. No, this is funner.
It dick and balls? Tell us now, please,
This is-
DM, sir.
Danny, this
There's
is
not
just
enough
good
blood, so it's only
podcasting.
one ball.
It takes the form of a dagger made of hardened blood.
Ooh.
Hardened.
That's so metal.
It's a solidified blood dagger.
That's sick. Okay, so it's the shape of. Can I pull it off the wall?
It's just on the ground
No,
in
it's just
the
on
in
the
the
ground.
party room.
Oh, it's just.
It's
it's
just
on the ground.
It's just a dagger. It's not a drawing of a dagger. It's a dagger you can grab with your hand.
Oh, straight the fuck up. That's my blood. I want it. Can I take it?
So yeah, Ellie and Jared into the room at this point.
I think we need to put it in the slot.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that. Fuck. Okay. No,
But
that's
then-
probably
but
right.
you should also probably take it afterwards.
I'm gonna
I
take
mean,
no. I'm for sure gonna take it afterwards.
Do you guys know
but-
that? Do you guys know that trick with the vending machine where you can like tie a string around a quarter and drop it in, but then pull it back out again right away?
Yeah. Anybody got some rope? Hold on. I got rope. Hold on. You got rope?
What do you do now?
Okay,
In
I'm
this
gonna go put
party
the
room.
dagger in the hole.
So you reverse sword in the stone, stab this dagger down back
Yeah.
into the thin slot pedestal.
Yes.
Well, what do you know? It fits absolutely perfectly, and the corresponding side of that raised gold
So
cube in
sorry.
the center lights up. It illuminates in the shape of the dagger, like a symbol of a dagger on that side.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Do you pull the dagger back out?
Well, I want to see what happens when we illuminate all of them, and then if it doesn't disappear like it may want to do, I'm gonna try to take it out after. Well, I mean, should I try it now? Fuck it, I'll try it now. I try to pull it out. Can I pull it out?
You cannot pull it out. It is
Ah.
firmly stuck.
Val puts the ring on the ring one.
So it's a handprint with the ring on it.
Sure. Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. So Val goes and tries with the most enthusiasm. It's also like the pedestal's kind of tall for Val because Val's very short. So it's like a kid trying to get into the cookie jar, even though it's pushed back to the back of the tippy toes and like almost got it. No, it's not gonna work. And then finally Val like hand goes into it, but then nothing happens, and you hear this metal hand, like a clasp hand, scraping against stone, like try this way, and then Val just gives up.
Yeah, nothing
back down.
happens.
And then walks over to Stephanie, and like Val's what would be head doesn't move, but you can tell that if this was a child, the head would be like pointed downward, really sad. When just the arm goes up, here, you take the ring,
Okay, sorry.
and then
Val.
slumps, and then just like walks away, kind of kicking rocks a little bit, just like
Hmm.
no, that's not fair.
Shucks.
Stephanie feels bad, but she goes and does the thing with the ring.
Yes. Putting the handprint with the statue ring on your hand makes the you feel kind of like a glow coming from beneath your hand, and the symbol on that side of the cube lights up. You have now illuminated 3 of the 4 symbols. The only remaining room is the room with the fountain.
When I move my hand, is the ring still on my finger?
No, the ring solidifies into place. You slide your hand out.
Got
Much
it.
like the blood dagger, it is now stuck there.
Got it. Okay.
So you have 1 room remaining.
I go back and I get the 2 jugs of water that I took out from the water room.
Okay, they are
Was
completely
that in the
full.
water room?
You said
That was in the water room, right?
Well, the jugs were on the ground next to the pedestal, the only remaining pedestal,
Okay.
and you took them into the party room after you filled them
Okay.
with water. So they're
So
full of
clearly
water.
that did
now.
nothing because the guy was mad about that. He wanted booze. So Val goes back
Yeah,
to get those jugs again, and then
Okay.
takes them and walks into the fountain room.
You said it was such spite again.
Stupid.
Okay, so Val's in there.
I will also go in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've already been in there. It's just a fountain. Water looks pretty clean.
Okay. Should I bleed into
What's
the fountain?
God.
What's the last pedestal?
It is like a ring, like a circle, like something will fit into.
I say, "Hey Val, let me see one of those jugs," and I pour water onto it.
You just spill water onto the pedestal.
Yeah, like in the little groove.
Nothing happens.
Well, it was worth a try. I'm out of ideas.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Yeah.
So
I'm in the
remember, one
I'm in
jug
the-
is big and one jug is medium. They're not the same size.
Okay, what if we just set the jug on it?
Which one?
Whichever one fits.
Wait. I know this one. It's the
So-
It's the fucking Die Hard 3 in the fountain.
There is no way for Val to communicate that.
Wait.
So
all you're seeing is arms flailing, and it's
Val has seen Die Hard.
Yeah, it's just
Don't.
Hello.
Oh, you're
Hello.
familiar with the
Hello.
lore of the Die Hard?
yeah.
Do not Google it. Do not. I'm fucking trusting you not to Google it. So, Jared, as you're messing around with the bottom of this thing, you notice that the bigger jug fits perfectly into the groove.
Oh.
But when you put it on there, nothing happens.
What if I pour more water into it? Is it full to the brim?
Are you gonna go fill it up and put it full to the brim? The big one?
But I have the medium there. I can just pour what's in the medium into the big, right?
Has anyone investigated the jugs themselves? I don't think
No.
we have. Why doesn't somebody maybe investigate the jugs themselves?
Do you want me to? I can.
You have the big one in your hand.
Okay, I'm going to just start investigating it.
Okay. Stephanie, you want to do the little one since you're nearby?
Sure.
Jared, you turn this jug in all directions and turn it around, and Stephanie, you do yours. And Jared, the big jug you're holding in your hand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tally marks scratched into the very bottom of it. And Stephanie, yours has 1, 2, 3 tally marks scratched into the bottom of it.
Fuck. Okay. I go back into the fountain room and I look around. Do I see any other jug?
Just these 2 jugs. And remember, the one with the 5 on it fits into the hole, under the pedestal.
What if I put the 5 jug on the platform and it fits. I go and fill up the 3 jug fully to the brim and I pour that into the 5 jug.
Okay, so you'd have 3 in the 5?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I go back and I fill up the 3 jug again and I pour slowly into the big jug until I feel like a third of that has gone in.
We'll let you have it.
Technically
Well,
speaking,
no, well,
at some point.
The stakes are different than what I stole this from, so I will allow you to have that, yes. So, Jared, you are pouring slowly from the smaller jug into the bigger jug, and at a certain point, you must have hit the right threshold because the circle underneath lights up, and looking over at the gold cube, it also lights up, the symbol for this water jug on the other side of the cube. So now all 4 sides of this golden cube have become illuminated, and what happens is that the top of this cube pops open, and the pedestal it's on, the 6-foot tall pedestal it's on, lowers into the ground all the way down, flat on the ground. So now this open gold cube is sitting on the
when
ground.
you solve a puzzle, go,
But not that,
Yeah.
but not the trademarked one, a different one. And
Well,
now
we
this-
were both off key, so we're
Yeah.
fine.
This open gold cube is now sitting on the ground.
What's in it, Danny?
Who's going to touch it? Who wants to touch it first?
Who wants to touch it?
Val,
OMG.
I don't care if
Apparently
it's going
Val's-
to kill me or make me rich, whatever. Val is just finally ready. So Val runs to the front of the group and reaches in.
So you're going to take so much damage. No, I'm just kidding.
God.
I'm just kidding. Inside is a large golden key.
Ooh.
Hello.
That's Val being excited.
Anybody
What
see
does it
a
do?
large golden door?
So you know that the circle, maybe now we do the circle? Now is the circle time?
Oh,
Maybe.
Sure
fuck.
thing.
Okay, yeah, let's go. I
Sure
forgot about
thing.
that. A death trap. Let's go
So-
back to it.
With the golden key in one hand, with Val's other hand, Val reaches up to grab Stephanie's hand to hold her hand and pulls her anxiously towards that direction.
So we all start running back up the hallway.
You reemerge in the room you came from with that red circle on the ground. And
Okay.
you do what?
We
We
Val's
go in it, man.
torso turns to the left and to the right, as opposed to insinuate that like they're looking at everyone and like ready, like, and everybody takes one step forward at the same time.
You all step forward into this red circle, and the red stuff on the ground lights up. It is now also illuminated, and you just feel like a gust kind of wind kind of shoot up from the bottom, and you kind of have to close your eyes because it gets in your eyes a little bit. And when you open your eyes, you are no longer in that same room. You are now somewhere else entirely. You now find yourself in a luxurious room with high ceilings, fancy furnishings, a classy fireplace, works of art on pedestals and on the walls, shelves and shelves of leather-bound books in every direction, everything polished and sparkling. This is nothing like the desert or the dungeon you were just in. You look down and you notice you are standing in the same circle. There's another one of these circles on the floor of this room. But based on the furniture and the furnishings, you would guess this is some kind of library or office or study. And at the far end of the room, away from you, there is a large oak desk with a chair behind it. And that chair is turned away from you. And from that turned away chair, you hear a slow clap begin.
Val also does the slow clap
Clank.
in the same unison.
Clank.
Clank,
Clank.
clank, clank.
And after a moment of this dramatic, melodramatic even, slow clap, you hear a voice say, "You've made it through my puzzles. Congratulations."
Oh my
I
god.
hate this voice so much, Danny. Just when I think that you can't like make a voice that is going to like just instantly make me not stoked on it.
You don't even fucking know yet. The chair then slowly turns to reveal the person. This is a human man who appears to be about in his mid to late 40s. He's got shoulder-length brown hair that's pushed back but receding a little bit, and a bit of a hardened face that suggests he's seen better times in his earlier days. He's wearing a formal outfit one might wear to some kind of gala or ball, though it looks a little bit dusty and wrinkly on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has small round glasses over his eyes.
Okay, break my heart. Break my heart. Sounds hot.
He looks calm but alert, and you see there is a wand sitting on his lap.
Oh my god. Magic, rugged daddy, my type. Bam. Fuck me
Is
up.
this what happened to Harry Potter?
And he looks at you expectantly, not saying a word.
Does he look at me in any particular way?
He's going between all four of you.
But does he wander a little bit longer on me at all?
Impossible to tell at this distance.
Are you Balthazar?
His eyes go fucking wide when you say Balthazar, and he stands up from his chair holding his wand and looks at you and
Greetings. I am a variance Alpha Psionic Altonian
waits,
Lexotransceiver
apparently.
Unit, model number XFCED001.
I got his attention
But
this
you can
time.
call me
Maybe
Val
he
for
didn't hear me
short.
the first time.
It's great to meet you.
Why would you say that name to me?
Because
Ever mention that name in my home.
whoa, sorry, is that like your ex-boyfriend or something? I don't know, like
Balthazar is my rival.
oh, okay.
How dare you? Are you agents of Balthazar?
Ouch.
No, we're just
Are you
looking
working
for a
what
diamond.
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a diamond, and I was told to go to the desert and find a diamond.
He looks down. He thinks for a second. And he says, "Well, you're crafty. I'll give you that."
Don't worry. You can trust me. I'm friendly and approachable.
You made it through my puzzles, which is difficult to do. Not many people have done it.
Well, it wasn't that difficult.
Well,
let's be frank.
I mean, it seems like you had some trouble with
Laugh
the
out
jokes there.
loud.
No, well, we got it pretty quick,
You see-
surprisingly.
You see this whole thing, the mirage, the statues, the golems, the quicksand, the puzzles. Well, they serve two purposes.
What?
One
To
is-
be easy and to be solved fast?
I don't care for you much yet. One
Laugh
is
out loud.
to protect me and my belongings from people who want to take what doesn't belong to them. And two, as sort of a test, help me find capable people. Which category do you fall into? Are you vile or are you helpful?
Sure thing.
Oh my god, it's totally Cage.
I'm getting
It's totally
Cage.
Cage.
I'm getting Big
Okay,
Cage.
good.
And he stares at you expectantly.
Sure
Helpful.
thing.
We're helpful. Now give us
Sure
money.
thing.
I'm afraid it doesn't work quite like that, you see.
Okay.
How can I help you today?
I'm not in the business of giving out free diamonds.
I mean, but we got this here, and I say, show him the thing, Val. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
That's what
You
said.
you do the thing.
Ouch.
And then Val shamefully, embarrassingly holds up the golden key.
Well, yeah, of course, you have the golden key. You wouldn't be able to get in here otherwise.
Oh, so that's how that worked.
That circle, that's a teleportation circle. You have to have the key to get here. Otherwise, you'd just been sent back to the desert.
Val puts the golden key in the back compartment of the chassis.
So it sounds like you need something from me.
A diamond.
Right.
A diamond.
But it seems like I also could use something from you.
What could you use from us?
Well, you
Val,
see,
wait. Val opens up the back compartment and pulls out a handful of sand and just kind of chucks it on the ground in his general direction.
He's
Sure
too
thing.
far away to be affected by it, by the
No,
attack
no.
of the
I'm just
sand.
offering. He said he needs something from us, so
Oh,
he must
see.
mean the sand.
I see. He looks at the sand and he goes, I'm afraid it's something a little bit more valuable than that. You see, my puzzles, well, they're a test for me to find people with sharp minds capable of finding things that don't want to be found. You see, I need help acquiring something that doesn't belong to the person who has it.
Are we stealing the Declaration of Independence, Danny?
fantasy Declaration of
Are we really
Independence?
going to do this? Is this what we're doing? Are we doing a heist to steal the fantasy Declaration of Independence?
This man walks away from his desk and walks over to a nearby bookshelf, stopping just before he collides with it. His face and body just mere inches away from the books, staring at them, not moving or turning around, even though he's talking right at you. And he says to the books, but also to you, how familiar are you with the history of Constance?
God damn it! I knew it.
And he waits
I'm
for an
afraid that
answer.
information is not available at the moment.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do a history
You do a
check.
history check.
I'm gonna do a history check. Yeah, I got a 4 total.
He takes your silence as a cue that he can just keep powering through. And he says, well, thousands of years ago, after the first communities and towns were formed, Constance looked at a king. You see, we became a monarchy. Maybe you read about it in the study room back in the puzzles there. But it turns out that this king was not a good guy. He yells directly into the books. And then he kind of catches himself and he clears his throat and he moves away from the bookshelf a little further down the wall to a lit fireplace. And he puts his hand up on the wall and he stares directly into the fire, still not at you. And he says, he abused his power, mistreated his people, stole from the coffers. You know the type. Life for the common folk got pretty bad there for a while, you know?
While he's talking and not looking at us, is there any shiny object off to the side that would distract Val and get Val's attention to go fuck
This
with?
room is littered with valuable objects and vases and gold and things like that.
Not for the sake of like stealing, just for the sake of like, ooh, shiny, shiny. Val is gonna wander off while he's brooding over this fireplace,
So Val's not even paying attention.
monologuing. Val, I'm listening, but I'm also ooh, shiny. And Val's gonna go just mess with stuff.
Okay. He takes a deep breath with his nose. And then he exhales and shakes his whole body out. And then he walks over to a nearby couch and lays down on his back, staring up at the ceiling, still not looking at you. And he says,
Stephanie just kind of looks over at Ellie and Jared and is like,
Ellie's like furrowing her brow and she has like her hand on her face, like scratching her neck, looking at you like, oh, okay. The man continues, some of the communities got together to rally against the king. They became allies, united against the monarchy that was taking everything from them. They wanted to declare in writing that they could no longer recognize the king's rule and that they would govern themselves from now on. I'm sure you could imagine this was a long and difficult dream, but they were ultimately successful. And that's why the Constance we live in today is made up of independently governed communities who don't live under the thumb of some chump.
Jesus.
When he says,
By the time he gets to this point, Val has made their way around the room towards the desk and the chair that he was originally sitting in. Val now sits in that chair, spins around to face the desk and my friends, and kicks their little robot feet up on the desk and kind of does like a like I own the place kind of thing. Just kind of getting a feel for it.
The owner of this room, this man, starts bicycle kicking his legs into the air like he's just punching the air with his feet for a minute, and then puts his legs back down and doesn't move for a second, and then quickly sits up and now stares directly at the three of you since Val's in the chair, so the remaining three. And he says, and that brings us to today, to a new kind of chump. You see, this written document is a critical piece of Constance history. It should be treated as such. It should be in one of the finest museums, but no, it's currently in the hands of Balthazar, the collector. He keeps it hidden away from everyone. He sees it as more of a status symbol.
Val has found a cigar.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
And is now holding the cigar like just a businessman of business.
Balthazar sees this as a status symbol for him to bring out when he need to impress bored dignitaries at his shitty parties. He's hogging a priceless piece of history, and I will no longer stand for it. I want to put that document where it rightfully belongs. But he's got it hidden, locked up, behind a series of traps and puzzles, and he points toward the teleportation circle, and he goes, not unlike what you just did out there, though his are much more intense.
Stephanie's hand has been raised for
Probably a good
the
solid
past...
like 4 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
He just now realizes that, and he goes, oh, yeah, sorry. I got a little in the zone there, you know?
If you're a wizard, why didn't you get it back yourself?
Well, as I was saying before I was interrupted,
Val has found this man's ledger and a pen and a fountain pen and has started drawing cute pictures.
Of what?
Are my adventures so far with my friends.
Okay.
It looks like what I want to say, though, it looks like a dot matrix printout.
Okay, that's good. I have so few words left to say. We got to just do this. He says, but it can't be done alone. I need a team. And that's when he stands up and walks toward the three of you, looks over his shoulder at Val and kind of stops and goes, oh, and then keeps walking toward the remaining three. And he says, my name is Nicholas. I'm a great and powerful mage. So much so that people have started adding that word to my name. So you can call me Nicholas Mage. And I need your help. We're going to steal the Constant's Declaration of Independence.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Nostalgia Network.
Visit thenostalgianetwork.com for more.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric.
I'm Shelby.
I'm Jake.
And we are the band Lousy Advice from the Lousy Advice Podcast.
Come listen as we draft artist and genre-centric best of lists.
With the help of our closest friends.
These lists are canon.
And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
From Misfits to Cher.
Green Day to Gaga.
Or Pup to Paramore.
Listen to the Lousy Advice Podcast now, or else.
Stream us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Nostalgia Network, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget that we are the band Lousy Advice, and this is our podcast, the Lousy Advice Podcast.
The Lousy Advice Podcast?
The Lousy Advice Podcast. Podcast.